Hello, this is XStarKRX here, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we're going to be looking at 11 more cards which are limited and why these cards are limited. Today we are going to be looking at XZs, Synchro, Fusion and Ritual monsters. Let's go. So first up we have a Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. So in case you don't know what this card does, you can Synchro summon this by sending one Burn Abyss monster from your hand to the graveyard and then using one Dante monster as a material. But that's not the reason I believe it is limited. The reason I believe it is limited is once per turn, during any player's turn, you can attach an XZ's material from this card. Some more card from there to the graveyard. Isn't too bad. This is the actual reason, sorry. If this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card, battle or card effect, and sent to the graveyard, special summon one Burning Abyss monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. So you can get out an insanely powerful card with this for free, essentially. Maybe Synchro, Fusion, XZ, anything. Ridiculously powerful. Next up we have Jularan, Tiger King of the Ice Barrier. Now the reason this thing was limited to one is pretty damn obvious when you read this effect. Once per turn you can return any number of face-up cards you control to the owner's hand. For each card returned, this card gains 500 attack. Ridiculous. I mean, if you've got say 5 face-up because you use trap cards or spell cards for some reason, and then 4 monsters on the field, what's that work out? That's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,500 extra life points, which brings this thing to a total of 6,500 attack. But of course you're going to do that every turn, which in some decks is probably possible. Hence why this is limited to 1, because you can destroy anything with this. Elder Entity Norden. Now when this card is special summoned, you can target one level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated and banish it when it leaves the field. So essentially why this is banned, limited to 1, is it requires one Synchro XZ and then another Synchro XZ to summon it. Doesn't say what level they are, need to be. So if you use say 2 level 4s or 2 level 3s for example, you can use this effect when it's special summoned to get one of them back, and essentially you only lose one card for the fusion summon. Really, really good. Evergishki Gusht Kraken. So you can ritual summon this card by using any Gishki ritual spell card. When this card is ritual summoned, look at 2 random cards in your opponent's hand, then shuffle one of them into the deck. So the reason why this is limited to 1, personally I believe, is if you had more than one of these in your hand and managed to get more than one of them out at the same time, you could send 2 cards in your opponent's hand back to the deck and completely and utterly mess their whole life up. So the reason this is limited to 1, so you can only do it once, essentially. Evergishki Mind Angus. So this card cannot be special summoned or set, must first be ritual summoned. You can ritual summon using any Gishki ritual spell card. And when this card is ritual summoned, target up to 5 cards in your graveyard and shuffle those targets into the deck. So you could use this either for yourself, such as a Pot of Avarice, to get the 5 cards back to your deck, but of course you don't draw with this. Or you could use it on an opponent to really mess up their strategy if their deck depends on cards being in the graveyard. Ignister Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer. So once per turn you can target one pendulum monster on the field or one card in the pendulum drone and destroy it, and then if you do, shuffle one card on the field into the deck. Really, really powerful then, because it gives your opponent a -2 if you're using pendulums for example. And once per turn you can special summon one Draco Slayer monster from your deck in the defense position, but it cannot be used as a synchro material. Still amazing. Essentially you're giving your opponent a -2 almost every turn, and you get yourself a 3+1 every turn. That's why it's limited to 1, or you could annihilate your opponent almost in 1 turn. Necros of Bryonic. So you can only summon this card using a Necros ritual card, and I cannot use this card itself to ritual summon itself, if that makes any sense. You can only use both of these effects once per turn each. So you can discard this card from your hand if you have another one of these in your hand, which you wouldn't. So you can either summon this onto the field or use one of these, use its first effect or its second effect while it's on the field. So you can either discard this card and add one Necros monster from your deck to your hand except itself, or you can't because it's limited. Or while it's on the field, you can target 2 face-up monsters on the field that are special summoned from the extra deck and shuffle them back into it. That is a really powerful effect, especially for the deck that focuses around extra deck. This is a very bad example, I know, but say my Gimme Public, which I really, really like using, that is 100% focused on getting out extra deck monsters, so this card would annihilate it, and probably quite a few others as well. Necros of Unicorn. So again, this can only be ritual summoned by using a Necros ritual spell card, and must ritual summoned, it cannot be special summoned any other way. You can discard this card. This is one of its options. Then target one Necros card in your graveyard, accept this and add it to your hand. Again, very, very powerful. You can only use the effect of Necros Unicorn once per turn, of course. And if you summon it onto the field, negate the effect of face-up monsters on the field that were special summoned from the extra deck. Again, another card which essentially stops your opponent using stuff from the extra deck, and it annihilates quite a few decks, in my opinion. Ritual Beast, Ulti, Cannon Hawk. Probably said that really wrong. So this is quite a long effect, so bear with me on this one. Must stress summon from the extra deck by banishing the above cards. Putting a special amount away. Once per turn, you can target 2 of your banished Ritual Beast cards, return it to the graveyard, and if you do, add 1 Ritual Beast card from your deck to your hand. Very, very good effect there, of course, for these particular decks. During your player's turn, you can return this card you control to the extra deck, then target 2 banished monsters, 1 Ritual Beast Tamer, 1 Spiritual Beast monster, and special summon in defense mode. So if this thing goes back to the extra deck, you can get those 2 monsters back if you need to do the extra damage, for example, or you can target 2 banished cards and return them to the graveyards, and then add 1 from your deck to your hand. Really powerful, a lot of pluses there. So yeah, very good card. Hence why it's limited. TG Hyper Librarian. This is a really simple one, so it should be quick. If a monster is synchro summoned, draw 1 card. Hence why you can only have one of these, because if you get one of these on the field and then synchro summon the absolute feck out of your deck, you're going to draw your deck pretty quick. Hence, in many decks, this could be very useful in some sort of very strange Exodia deck, or even in the TG deck. Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. This is an obvious card bar. This is limited. When this card is synchro summoned, you can banish 1 card from your opponent's hand, field, and graveyard. The card in the hand is chosen at random. Ridiculously powerful in so many different decks. So you banish the cards, you can't use them anymore, and it could really, really mess up so many decks and probably win you the duel. Hence why it's limited to 1, so you can't do this multiple times and completely and utterly screw your opponent up. Okay, so that's it for this video. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to punch like button, leave a comment down below, of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. Awesome most, follow me on Twitter, link down below as always. So last video to say, thank you so much for watching. I've been Next Dark Killer, so see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video.